welcome back to the channel. So today is a very overdue vlog. I'm gonna try and keep this happier, I suppose. I mean, it's so overdue that it's almost not that emotional anymore, if that makes sense. So we'll just get straight into it. A lot of you know that my pony Daisy, she has retired, and she retired about a year ago now, from being ridden. So I no longer ride her anymore, and she's no longer in work. She no longer goes to shows. She is at home with us, in the fields, living her best retired life. And I just kind of wanted to do a bit of a video, really, to one, just kind of celebrate what an amazing pony she was, in work. She's still with us, don't panic. But like in work and the whole competition front, I just want to celebrate how many things how many competitions she took me to, how many amazing events we did together, and just celebrate her really, and how much she brought me on as a rider. But I also just want to make this vlog just so that everybody's clear, because I think sometimes it can get a bit confusing what's going on with our ponies, and I want to keep you guys in the loop. You're part of my life, so I want to keep you guys up to date with what's going on. And I didn't really make a full announcement of it, Daisy being retired. I kind of mentioned it in different videos. I mentioned the fact that Daisy was coming home, and I mentioned the fact that she's no longer in work, but I just didn't really dedicate a video to it, and I think it's important that I do that, just like I said before, just to clear everything up and do a little bit of an update, because I think I don't update you guys on Daisy as much anymore where she's not in work, if that makes sense. So yeah, it was about a year ago that Daisy and Dyson both came home. Dyson is the little Shetland, and Daisy is my 13-hand British riding pony. Daisy is now 22 years old. Her birthday was a couple of weeks ago. So she's an older girl, and I know that there are horses that are still in work until late 20s. I do get that. But however, Daisy is a show pony, and if you know, show ponies do go through quite a hard life. Not all of them, but most of them do. They normally, they're worked quite hard, because they have to be perfect for the show ring. And Daisy, unfortunately, was worked very hard as a youngster, and she's done so much throughout her life. She's been through so many different people, so many different owners. She has been to so many shows. She competed at Hoys when she was a foal, and then she obviously did loads of shows in between, loads of different owners, and then she came to us with a couple of issues, but we got her back up to scratch, and she was out doing loads. She went to Windsor, she did Your Horse Live. She was a pretty cool mare. My absolute best friend, I love her to bits. She is just hilarious. She is such a character, and she is just part of the family forever. So we brought Daisy when she was 15. So we've had her for like 6 years now, which is just insane. And I was 9 years old when we brought Daisy, and we did showing, a bit of dressage. She taught me how to ride, really. She was the pony that taught me how to ride, which honestly I am forever grateful for. And I think this is one of the reasons why we decided to retire her, because we got to, I think, what was it? Must have been 2023, maybe 2024. 2023, we did our last riding show, I think. Yeah, I think it was 2023. So me and Daisy used to do dressage, My Quest, and Team Quest kind of stuff, which was absolutely amazing. Absolutely loved it. And then, yeah, it was the end of 2023. I was getting a bit bigger on her. She wasn't. I was sort of outgrowing her level and her capability. I was ready for that next step up, and she couldn't provide me with any more. What's the word? Any more like capability. She didn't have anything else to give me. She had literally given me everything she could possibly teach me. So she was out of ideas of how to teach me, if that makes sense. And I was ready to move on as a rider. So yeah, it got to the end of 2023. I was looking a bit big on her. She had completely taught me everything. And we just kind of went, well, she's an older girl. She's had a really hard showing life. She's just been an absolute diamond. And I honestly could never part with her. She is my heart horse, and I would never sell her. I would never loan her. And this is the thing as well. People are always like, oh, you should have loaned her out. You know, she could have taught somebody else. And oh, she could have gone and done a few more shows with like a little person. And I was like, yes, she could have. But I know Daisy better than anyone, and my Daisy Do, she loves food, a happy place. She doesn't like particularly working. When I was riding her, a few years ago, like she didn't really enjoy training. Like she'd do it, but she preferred the shows. Like she was the kind of mare where she wouldn't try in training, and then you get her to a show and she'd like flick her toes. So for me, I was just like, passing her on isn't gonna do her any favors. She's an older girl, and I just wouldn't forgive myself if she got in the wrong hands and people didn't treat her right, and like if she had hurt herself and then had to be put to sleep for any reason. I just couldn't bear with the thought, and I just thought she has done like so much for me, and all I want to do is give her a happy retirement life in return. I feel like people do tend to work their horses quite late into their like later years, and then they don't really give them a retirement, and I just don't think it's very fair. I think they get to that age where they do tell you that it's time to give them a break. I mean, they all deserve it, and this is what we've done. We want to give Daisy that time to just enjoy her life because she so deserves it. So I hope that kind of makes sense. It's a tricky one because I think everyone has their different opinions on it, and obviously it did take us a lot of thought. But we completely retired her. So at the end of 2023, I stopped riding, competing her, but I was sort of riding and schooling her at our old yard. And then 2024, I was riding Dello a lot more. I was competing Dello. And then in 2024, we were also doing in-hand showing with Daisy. So that's when we went to Windsor, and we did in-hand showing there. Got to the end of 2024 and we were ready to bring her home, and so she can just have the best life as a chilled girl. And do you know what, guys? When she came home, I sat on her back a couple of times. You know, we did a bit of bareback galloping around the fields, a bit of fun, a bit of hacking. But honestly, I don't sit on her anymore. I don't get on her back. And I just don't think there's a point, really. I mean, we used to walk them down to the village and I'd get on her back for that. But over the last sort of 6 months, I just wasn't getting on her back. And my mum was like, oh, do you not want to ride her down to the village? And I was like, do you know what, mum? I don't. I was like, there's no point. She doesn't need me on her back. I said, I can walk. I'm more than happy to walk next to her. And she doesn't need somebody weighing her down. I just didn't see the point. I was like, there's no reason. She doesn't need me on her back. She's more than happy to exercise without somebody on her back. You know, give her muscles a break. So yeah, that is basically where we're at with Daisy. She's here. She is having such an amazing time. She's got the track. She's got the Shetland as her best friend. She's got this massive stable that we literally built for her. She has got all the treats, and she gets lunged and like light exercise. So yeah, she is living her best life. She's absolutely loving it. And I have no regrets, to be honest, because she's here at home with me. I mean, I am so lucky that I've been able to keep her, because a lot of people, the reason why they have to sell them on after they've outgrown them, and they can't retire them, is because they can't then afford the next one. Now, we were very, very lucky and very fortunate that we were in the position where we could keep Daisy and also get Dello, if that makes sense. And we're in a position where we're able to afford to keep Daisy here. Obviously, it's a struggle, but we're able to keep her here with us, and that just means so much to me. I'm so grateful for my parents, you know, working their socks off just to keep my ponies here, you know, and keep them happy. It really does mean a lot to me. So, yeah, it's really nice. I am so lucky, and the fact that she's at home is actually so nice. Like just seeing her out my window, you know, taking her a bit of for a bit of grass. I just absolutely love it. So anyway, I'm going to play a bit of a few clips of my competition era with Daisy, my journey with Daisy, just to really appreciate what she did for me, because she was one awesome pony, and I just want you guys to relive that moment with me.